The Plaza Hotel is the setting for iconic Hollywood movies, and now is Hollywood about to boycott it? A controversial Sultan of Brunei is reportedly top bidder of the landmark New York hotel. But this Sultan is known for his harsh stance against homosexuals and women, so experts are saying boycotts and protests are going to be inevitable. After all, A-list celebrities are boycotting the Beverly Hills Hotel because the Sultan's company owns it. Real estate expert Jason Meister says it's not worth the negative press and not worth the money, but it's $2 billion.
It's $2 billion.
And the current owner, the Indian mogul that needs to sell this thing, is because he's got legal issues.
He's got some serious issues.
Right. So
he's
does it matter?
Bail. Yeah.
Who cares if it's Jay Leno that's going to be upset? And, you know, I've seen Leo DiCaprio at the Plaza. He's certainly not going to go back.
Well, but Cheryl, it's an iconic building. It's a hotel that a lot of tourists from all around the world come to. It's, you know, you have to think of all the employees in the hotel. I mean, the Beverly Hills Hotel is getting a lot of press, so I think it's a real issue that we have to think about when we're doing business.
But they're losing business. They're starting to lose galas and events. The Beverly Hills Hotel is.
And weddings.
Mean, that's, yeah. I mean, well, but I mean, big Hollywood parties. You don't want to. You know, I mean, especially in LA, you don't want to tick off the movie companies. Right.
Well, a lot of celebrity A-lists are definitely protesting against Beverly Hills Hotel. So we really need to understand who we're doing business with, and that's something that we should be thinking about.
So at the end of the day, when it comes to real estate and deals in the industry, you know the industry even better than I do. Do you think it matters? At the end of the day, the bad PR, is that going to stop the current owner of the Plaza from taking that $2 billion check?
Yeah, I think when you think of something as iconic and as historic as this building, and look at Gaddafi. Gaddafi in 2009 wanted to rent an Upper East Side townhouse for a United Nations meeting, and a real estate broker from Douglas Elliman said, take a hike.
Yeah, no way.
It's the same thing. I mean, people, and by the way, this is a really blown out of proportion story in the sense that he's not even the highest bidder from what I understand as of today. So, you know, being on the street and knowing what's going on, I don't even think he's the highest bidder.
Well, but don't you think it's possible that another consortium, potentially of American bidders, I mean, think of Donald Trump, I'm sure he could find $2 billion amongst his friends and contacts.
Right.
And, you know, he's somebody that would actually care about the Plaza. And that's been the biggest rub against this thing being sold and converted from a hotel to a bunch of condos. Never mention all the lawsuits that are currently in the middle of the Plaza, whether it's the ownership or all those retail stores that bombed when they first opened down there.
Underground,
Yeah,
right.
Underground. I mean, all of that has become just, you know, legal central. Maybe Mr. Trump doesn't want to step into that. I have no idea. I haven't asked him, but
right. No, there's plenty of buyers out there that would love to get their hands on this trophy asset. So there's endless amounts of buyers.
Do you think that the Plaza, though, is ruined? Because, you know, so many New Yorkers, and I didn't grow up here, but so many New Yorkers said to me, they have ruined my childhood memories.
I still think, I don't. I think it's still one of the most beautiful hotels. I think that it's right at the foot of Central Park, and it really is a symbol of New York City. So I think it still managed to hold its own.
You have to wonder, though, too, if we're going to see more deals like this. I mean, to see, you know, it's funny because if you look at the comment section, all the different articles that have been out today, all the numerous reports, you know, I always go to the comment section to see what's really happening. You know what Americans are saying? They're saying, we do not want any more foreign money to come in and buy iconic pieces of property like the Plaza. Or the
Cheryl, that's an interesting comment, because what people don't realize is that a lot of domestic investors and real estate players in New York City are buying with overseas capital, and you wouldn't even know it. I actually recently wrote an op-ed to this effect, basically saying that the way we analyze where overseas money comes from is looking at the deed. On the deed, if it says an overseas entity bought it, like the Sultan of Brunei, then we say that that's an overseas buyer. But the domestic players like Donald Trump or even BlackRock and Blackstone, there's overseas investors that are piling money behind that, so you wouldn't see that from the eye.
You know, it's interesting because, too, if you look at you know, the company itself, the Sultan of Brunei's company, and this group says, well, he's not going to have any, you know, hand in managing the day-to-day operations of the hotel. But at the same time, we're talking Sharia law. I mean, we're talking, you know, stoning, killing people for being homosexual, you know, cheating, things that it is not, you know, we would not murder people in this country. Right. So how could that be okay to have someone own, in theory, the most iconic hotel in our country?
Right. And
that approves of that and is pushing for that to happen. It's terrific.
It's really something that we need to consider when we're doing business.
And real estate is never boring. That's why you and I know each other already. Jason, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Jason Meister.